You wanted the best. You've got the best podcast. The hottest podcast in the world. The Chris Voss Show, the preeminent podcast with guests so smart you may experience serious brain bleed. The CEOs, authors, thought leaders, visionaries, and motivators. Get ready. Strap yourself in. Keep your hands, arms, and legs inside the vehicle at all times, because you're about to go on a monster education roller coaster with your brain. Now, here's your host, Chris Voss.
Hi, folks. Voss here from thechrisvossshow.com. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. There are ladies and that makes official. Welcome to 16 years, 24 episodes of the Chris Voss Show podcast. Because we had nothing better to do for 16 years. Anyway, guys, refer the show to your family, friends, and relatives. Go to goodreads.com/Chris Voss, LinkedIn.com/Chris Voss, Chris Voss 1 on the tickety-tockety, and all those crazy places in the internet. To an amazing young man who returns to the show for, I think, his third or fourth episode. Elie Y Katz joins us on the show. He is the president and CEO of the National Retail Solutions, NRS. 7 years ago, he brought his many years of experience as executive at various companies in diverse industries, plus strong leadership, interpersonal, and organizational skills to found National Retail Solutions. He also manages real estate properties, commercial mixed-use and land, and the food establishments, 13 food businesses, including bakeries, restaurants, and takeout. Boy, I don't know that I could ever own a restaurant, takeout, or bakery, because I would probably eat all the profits. Elie possesses a keen business savvy with an understanding of the value of investment, generation of revenue, and business growth leadership from creation to acquisition. And cameras in front of the screen. Is a provider of the point, and he runs National Retail Solutions, a provider of point-of-sale network and credit card processing ecosystem, which services close to 30,000 independent retailers across the U.S. Welcome to the show, Elie. How are you?
Chris, love being back with you.
Love having you as well, man. Give us your .coms. Where can we find you?
By the way, I did eat the profits. That was my problem. That's why I had to go into technology. I still have some restaurants, but you know,
it's a little hard to eat those, chew on those credit card machines.
Exactly. Yeah, good point. Good point. But I will tell you though what it did do for me. It sensitized me and really gave me good insight into the minds of the independent business owner.
Oh yeah.
Right. And their pain points, because their pain points are my pain points.
Yeah.
So when I come up with a product or I come with a solution or a feature or functionality, I really think like, what is it that I would want or need?
There you go. So give us a 30,000 overview of what you guys do there, and then we'll get into some of the new things that are happening.
So National Retail Solutions was created for the sole purpose of these independent business owners, of which there's about 33 million of them in the U.S., to basically give them the tools, the features, functionality of different products that we may have in order to not just level the playing field against the big brick and mortar corporate America, etc., but really to compete and, you know, thrive. And that's what we did. So, you know, we'll get into some of our products, you know, during the show. But if you go to nrsplus.com, you'll see a bunch of our different products that we're offering, and we're constantly adding more.
There you go. So, and then your role at NRS, what do you do there personally?
So I'm the president and CEO of National Retail Solutions. I was actually the one who founded the company. And today, you know, we have employees all over the world in a nice amount. But we work very hard to provide these services that I mentioned that are available on our website. But I'll tell you, just to mention a couple of them. You know, credit card processing, point of sale register, cash advance, payroll, etc. We work very hard to give these tools to these independent businesses, and we understand that they don't have a deep bench, like they say, right? So we also give that white glove service and act as like a back end, almost like a corporate back end, right? So for the marketing, for the management, for the apps, for the research, all these different features that we need to give to these stores and these, not the stores, by the way, businesses, independent businesses, to be successful.
Yeah. I mean, that's really important. You want to be successful. You want to get stuff done, as it were. So there you go. Let's see. The next question I had up for you was, now independent retailers, you help them survive in these times. How many indie stores does you guys support nationwide? I think we teased that out a little bit. Is that
You teased it at 30,000, and the reality is it's about 36,000 or so point of sale registers. Some of them are duplicates, so it comes out to be about 31, 32,000. But then credit card processing, we also have a couple more. So you have to imagine that our community is close to about 40,000 or so independent or individual businesses.
There you go.
Yeah.
So in taking a look at the businesses, tell us something about the tools you provide for local cost efficient in their stores.
We started with a point of sale register specifically for the convenient liquor and tobacco world, right? So that's how we started. We recognized right away that these independents, they were lacking the technology. They're using the old, Casio register or Sharp register that you can get from Costco or BJ's, with the buttons. And I know that because I had that in my bakeries. And it really does not provide enough insight or information or features or functionality for the merchant working there to be able to run their store efficiently. It's a great register, I'm sure, but it doesn't give you, all your sales and all your pricing and all your the apps so that you could. We have a merchant app so that the merchant can go shopping and look in their register and see the inventory levels so they can, shop properly. Right beforehand, they were like, they'd walk into Costco, they'd see that Cheerios, and this is a true story, by the way. I'm repeating an actual true story. They walk into Costco, they see that Cheerios is on sale. They buy all the Cheerios, they bring it back to their store, they'd bring it to the shelf, and they'd see a bunch of other Cheerios up there from the last time it was for sale.
Yeah.
So those are going to expire, which means you didn't save any money by the sale. And now I'm going to put the new ones in. So, that's something we can take care of. We can have a merchant. This sums it up the best way with the merchant app. I walk in, I visit, no matter where I go around the country, I like to visit some of our stores and some of our customers. I call them partners of ours because they are. And I walked into a liquor store. This liquor store had over 6,000 unique items.
Wow. And
I said to the person, real nice guy, smiley guy behind the counter, I said, are you the owner? He goes, no. I said, can I do a video? I like to do videos of, how you like in the point of sale register. He goes, well, I love the point of sale register, but this is my first day. I said, I'm sorry. The owner's not here. This is your first day, and he left you with a store with 6,000 items. I'm not asking okay, what are the relationship? How long? But the reason the owner could do that is because our point of sale register is the brain. Our point of sale register has all the items already, comes with 500,000 items in the register. So you put it in, you plug and play, you put in your own price, and you're ready to go. And some other categories maybe you want to do. So if that merchant feels so comfortable leaving this beautiful store to someone on their first day, imagine how successful and powerful our point of sale register will be for anybody.
Yeah. There you go.
Not a bad anecdote, right? Not a bad story.
Yeah, there you go. So you have, I think, some new or expanded items that you have coming out now.
So in the point of sale register world, we decided to also now build a register for QSR restaurants, right? The quick serve restaurants, cafes and vape shops and barber shops. So that's on the POS side. Then we decided to do a kiosk so people can do self-ordering. Then we also decided to start working on a restaurant POS. Credit card processing is one of our most popular products because we have absolutely amazing offering for our credit card processing, right? Free equipment, no long-term contract, free cancellation, clean rate. So who's smarter running the store than that owner? So if they're not absolutely guaranteed, saving money, if they're not saving money, I mean, we don't guarantee them to save money, but they know better. If they're not saving money, take the unit, put it back in the box, send it back to us. What did they lose?
Yeah.
Most people do not do that because most people love our NRS Pay product. That's what it's called, the credit card processing, nrspay.com. And then we also have cash advance, right? People need money, and we help them get money right away with what's called a cash advance. Then we also have NRS Purple, which is our payroll services. So these are just some of the products that National Retail Solutions has created. We also connect to the pumps if you have a gas station. So I say that if you own a business, it doesn't matter how big you own the business, go to nrsplus.com, scroll down our different products, and see what could work for you, what could save you money, what could help you run your business more efficiently. And we'll be there for you and help you to continue to grow.
Yeah, that's pretty freaking awesome.
Not
Now
bad.
you also have what is this Find My Business thing or Find My Biz?
Once again, I mentioned some of the products. These are some of the features. I guess it's also kind of a product, but it's not enough to have your own website, which we create websites for the merchant, and people can go shopping online, and it goes right to their point of sale register. We create marketplaces so that it goes like into DoorDash. So people, and I have to tell you, it's unbelievable the success we've had so far with DoorDash and how it's helping these businesses. The numbers are off the charts. And we create, the integration so it's seamless. It's all in package in one place with all the reporting. Goes into the DoorDash marketplace, goes into the point of sale. But we also let people. We have this, Find My Business and Manage My Reviews. We do the SEO and the different products that could help these websites get discovered, right? Because there's thousands upon millions of websites out there, and you want to get discovered, especially if you're trying to promote yourself to the neighborhood.
Yeah, getting discovered is really important, especially with as much noise as online.
But there's only one Chris Voss.
There you go. Well, there's a few of them actually, but we're trying to have them. We have hidden and hunting for them, so trying to eliminate that.
There's only one with the top-rated show and the best voice.
Thank you, and the funniest. I'll take funniest. I have no shame. Now that's part of the Google integration, the DoorDash stuff. I mean, DoorDash has been really huge. These food delivery services and stuff like that.
It has. And by the way, Chris, you mentioned the food delivery services. Remember, most of these stores that we're dealing with right now, not in the future, but a lot of them, they're the convenience stores, the liquor stores. That's not restaurants. Imagine with the successes of the restaurants, when we have the integration with the point of sale register in our restaurants. Although a lot of these stores do have food elements, but these convenience stores. So with these convenience stores, the numbers are off the charts, so wildly successful, which I'm very happy for, right? Because it doesn't complete my mission, but it's another checkbox on my mission of helping these stores.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. So what else do we have? The panic alarm. I think we talked about that a little bit last.
You got a good memory.
Tell us about that.
So the panic alarm is, when you have these quote unquote convenience stores or small liquor stores, they're also prone to, unfortunately, crime. And if you, depending upon where you are in the country, if you Google, crime in convenience stores, you'll see that they have become targets, a lot of these convenience stores. Because you think about it, you run in, you run out, easy in, easy out, right? That's the whole point of a convenience store. Not too many people. And you say, open up the drawer. So we have a patented panic alarm. Only National Retail Solutions has this. And if anyone else has it, please call in, send me an email, because it's patented panic alarm that when they push the button on the screen to open up the drawer, the special way that they push the button, it opens the drawer and at the same time sends a panic alarm, silent panic alarm, to the police department, so that either before they hit the door to go outside or when they just walk outside, they're greeted with white glove service by our most amazing police departments.
I like that white glove service there. There you go.
Yeah, well, listen, they could just open up their back door of the police car and just, as they walk out, just thank you for coming, shopping. We'll take the register back. You go in the street.
Free ride.
Free rides.
Free rides in the paddy wagon. There you go.
Listen, these merchants work hard. These merchants, there is no, people always say, oh, what is the common denominator with all your different stores? 36,000 stores. It's amazing, Ellie. What is the, and I say, you know what? There is no common denominator. They're really all different types of shapes and sizes and colors and etc. But the one common denominator that they do have is that they all are entrepreneurs that are risking everything to feed their family with the four walls that they have.
Yeah.
And for them to have to worry about crime, for them to have to worry about someone coming in and it's really taking advantage. You feel violated, right? Any type of crime, you feel violated. Someone broke my windows of my rental car and stole my friend's suitcase.
Oh, did
I felt so violated. I mean,
Yeah, and sometimes it can be life and death. I think last time you were on the show last year, you told a story, I think, of either preventable death or someone, they just had a little shop and, a couple crazies came in and killed them.
Both of those stories happened.
Yeah. That's unfortunate,
And so there was another situation, by the way, where the person behind the counter ended up, I think, killing the person who was trying to do harm.
Wow.
And the person behind the counter, the one that was working there, the one that was being held up or whatever it was the scenario, he's the one who went to jail.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, it turned out at the end, there was an outrage, and then but at first, you went through the whole system, indicted and all that other stuff. I think he was indicted. I don't know the exact final. But
and then you get civil lawsuits too. So you get the family of the burglar who you killed crawling in through your window will sue you for wrongful death termination or something.
We all know those stories.
Yeah, we've seen that movie.
They tripped on your kitchen floor as they broke in through your window.
Oh yeah.
And then they sued you because your wife didn't put away the mop.
Yeah, it's just crazy. So we're currently, I should state, in June of 2025. There's a lot of tariffs going on. How are the tariffs impacting small retailers, you see, and how do you guys maybe help companies with that, deal with that?
So tariffs absolutely hit the bottom line. I mean, and when I say the bottom line, it's the consumer that's purchasing that new price. Our hopes is that with the efficiencies of the register, with the efficiencies of what National Retail Solution provides, while we can't obviously defray the cost of goods, we could hopefully, create a better efficiency running that store so that they could potentially not lose as much money. And I guess that's the best way to sugarcoat the tariffs.
Yeah, it's we need a lot of sugarcoating for them tariffs. You guys help brands and stores sell products with your NRS digital network on your point of sale consuming facing systems. What can you share about that with stores and brands and how you guys are helping with that?
So with all of our point of sale registers, we have also a customer facing screen, right? The customer that's shopping in that convenience store. And we talked about earlier about how a convenience store is a very specific format. Every single customer, when they check out their items, has to stare at our customer facing screen because half of the screen is their digital receipt. So they're watching to make sure everything is proper. And obviously when you pay, you have to look up. And when they look up, they see an ad, whether the ad is for an insurance company, whether the ad is for a product being sold in that store, whether that ad is for a service. It's probably one of the most impactful, powerful path to purchase influencer ad network that exists. And I say this as someone who went through the experience. This was a real story. I was driving to work. I just left my property. You mentioned how I own properties. I just left my property and I said, I need a dumpster. And I'm driving to work on the highway. I look up at that beautiful digital billboard and I, from like 50 or 75 feet away, and I see a dumpster, but I don't see the phone number or I don't see the name because obviously that's a little smaller. They just show the big dumpster. You need a dumpster ? I was like, yes. and I'm driving. And as I got close enough to see the phone number, the ad switched. So I had to make a decision. Do I slam on my brakes, cause a collision in the middle of the highway to wait till it rotates to the next ad? Or do I just keep going? And obviously I did the smart thing. I just kept going. But with our point of sale register, you're standing there. If you see an ad for Coke and you're holding a Pepsi, you guess what? You reach back, you swap it out, and you grab yourself a Coke. And that's why these brands love us. And that's why we are helping these merchants sell more product, because they can also put their ads on the screens. You know, something that's about to expire in the Cheerios example. They could, hey, we got Cheerios on sale, and they can drive traffic to their products. So we really, those ads, that ad network that we have on our point of sale register, in addition to the fact that 148 million eyeballs saw our ads last month, 148 million eyeballs coast to coast, you know, and my ad guy hates when I say those numbers, because I'm only quoting the amount of transactions that went through our register, right? I'm not quoting the fact that Chris and I both went to the store together. I bought Chris's soda, so that counts as, like, you know, one pair of eyeballs, you know, or one or two eyes. It doesn't have Chris's eyes in there. It only shows one person. So, you know, two people are actually getting impacted at that time. So, yeah, 148 million eyeballs saw our ads last month and are able to do it in a small convenience store format where the path to purchase influence can go like that, right? It's not like standing in the supermarket where you're about to pay and then all of a sudden there's an ad on the register and then you're like, okay, do I want to run to aisle 13, go all the way in the back, try to find this box of spaghetti to save 35 cents and then fight the soccer moms to get back in line?
Fight the soccer moms.
Probably not, right? So
there you go. So what are some of the major changes that you've seen in your guys' NRS Plus business and growth of small retailers?
Technology is ruling the roost. Nothing that you and I didn't realize. It's just a matter of whether or not merchants are going to get on board and start following. And some merchants see the value and embrace the value of technology, whether that be the merchant app, whether that be online e-commerce, whether that be a point of sale register, or other products. And some honestly say that I've been doing this for 30 years and this is how we've been doing it. It's been successful and I'm not looking to change today. So technology rules the roost. And, you know, I still drive to the store and pick up my items. I picked up my coffee from 7-Eleven this morning.
Oh, dear.
I did. I had a delicious coffee. Yeah, it was excellent.
There you go. 7-Eleven coffee.
7-Eleven coffee.
Put hair on your chest.
This segment's brought to you by 7-Eleven coffee.
Somebody call 7-Eleven and get a sponsor over here.
We're going to get them to sponsor. But my son, who's 18 years old, will not leave his device and will order directly from the app and it'll come to them. So
that's because he's got your money.
It's true. It is my credit card connected. That is true. It is my credit card connected.
Yeah, I see what's going on there.
But you understand, Chris, the evolution, the new generations are doing things differently than the older generations. And if we don't embrace the technology change, then you better embrace the fact that you may be out of business soon.
That's true. That's true. Do you see anything coming down the pike for AI? Are you guys thinking about that with the technology?
1,000%. I'm really glad you asked that question because, you know, here I am talking about technology and how do I not mention AI, right? The buzzword of the week, right? Everything is AI, right?
I'm AI at this point. I'm not a real person anymore. I've been assimilated.
I sent my avatar to do this interview.
Oh,
right. So
bots talking to each other.
Yeah, exactly. And that may happen one day, right?
Twitter.
It's like putting, Alexa and Siri in the same room and just having them chat for hours.
Fight.
But anyways, so we have embraced it in a few ways. On a customer service level, to give more efficiency to customers and information to them and be responsive to them. We've done that on an internal level. And then other internal issues and other internal stuff inside of our company where we were able to start working with AI. But on an external, we have a product called Product Recommendations, AI Product Recommendations, right?
Mhm.
So we talked about these small independent business owners, right? And we talked about even Cheerios. How does that owner know what to price the Cheerios at? Because they spent $1 on each box, they should just like come up with a number and say, okay, I'm going to charge $1.50. So our AI product recommendation level engine, first of all, gives that owner a list of like 300 items of these are the top selling items. You know
Mhm.
what? Cheerios shouldn't even be there. It's like 366. And
Mhm.
I'm not knocking Cheerios, by the way. This is just an example, so I don't want anyone to sue Chris Foster or myself. But Cheerios should not even be there. Maybe.
Yeah.
Right? We all love Cheerios. Honey Nut's my favorite. But it gives you the list of the 300 top items that are being sold in the convenience stores and the average price, so that I know how to price it. So that's an AI thing that helps these merchants right away. And we're going to go deeper with other items that we're working on that are merchant facing, customer, I guess our customer facing.
There you go. So we'll look forward to all that stuff going on. And then let's see. I'm not sure I understand this from the PR agency. What makes you most proud of NRS? I think is they put product, but I think it's proud maybe of NRS.
Honestly, it's when I help these merchants.
Mm-hmm.
It's I started this interview by telling you that I'm one of those merchants. I'm one of those independent business owners. And I know the struggles. I remember watching an interview with Ted Turner, right? We remember Ted Turner, the owner of CNN, and he was talking about how he used to sweat payroll every single week.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking, you used to sweat payroll? I sweat payroll every week. It's like,
Yeah.
right? And he said that he's like, I used to sweat payroll and I'm like, I sweat, and so I could relate. And when I see these business owners taking advantage of all the different products and features and functionalities that nrsplus.com has, and being successful with their business with nrsplus.com, it makes me proud. It really does. It makes me feel like, you know what? We're a business. We're not a charity, but this is why we got into this business, to
Yeah.
help me types of owners, right? Small business owners.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. There you go. Well, this should be pretty interesting. Anything on the horizon or the future for coming forward with NTS?
Yeah, so we are going to be hot and heavy going into the restaurant point of sale register business. We did an amazing job tackling the retail world, and we're going to use a lot of the same ingredients and tackle the restaurant world. And we're working on that, and we've made and continue to make a significant investment into that growth. And that's big because there's lots and lots of, you think that there's a lot of convenience stores in this country. You should see how many restaurants there are. And we're going to be expanding into other countries. And we're going to be looking for new products, new relationships, new partnerships to be able to help the current businesses that we have, right, by offering them additional assistance. So yeah,
Mhm.
there's a bunch of different things that we're cooking up in our lab, and I'm excited to come back because I love being here, and to share with you and your audience all the great stuff that's going on at NRS.
Sounds good then. Well, this sounds really awesome. And so give people a final pitch out, give them the .coms. Where can they find out more about you on the interwebs?
Best to remember is nrsplus.com. National Retail Solutions is the nrsplus.com, or they can call 833-289-2767, 833-289-2767. But nrsplus.com is the best way to go, and they could find all of our great products and offerings and see which one could help your business.
There you go. Thank you very much for coming on the show. It was great to see you again. Good to know things are going well over there.
I love being here, Chris. Thank you so much for having me. What about that young lady in the beginning that you were working on for, was it 16 years?
16 years of the opera singer who sings
Yes.
the Chris Voss Show.
Can we get some? Can I put in that special request? Can she sing us out, or will that mess up the whole flow of this?
I'll look into that. We're actually looking to buy some more sound bites from the people who made the sound bites in the intro for us.
We like
there's one we're going to have that's going to be, I'm just here for the brain bleed. And of course it'll be in the radio guy's voice because I can't do it well. But we're thinking about doing some other fun things and a sign out thing. But if you want, we can just give her one more final thing.
One more thing.
Is that good enough?
That's excellent. That will get me right into the weekend.
We should have like a fade out with her that she says, "Yeah, I've been listening to the Chris Voss." I don't know, whatever.
All right.
We'll have to come up with something or other. But we're working on some new sound bites, so stay tuned. As the Gary Shandling used to say, stay tuned, no flipping.
Looking forward to it.
Thank you. And thanks so much for tuning in. Go to goodreads.com/Chris Voss, LinkedIn.com/Chris Voss, Chris Voss one, the TikTokity, and all those crazy places on the internet. Be good to each other. Stay safe. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.